All right, hey everybody, RV Enthusiast here. Nice seeing you again. Hey, we're gonna take the Haoqi Antelope Pro out for a ride today. I did adjust the speed to go 28 plus. So let's see how fast it goes. It says 72 kilometers an hour, but I don't believe that. But it's showing when I just ride it with no load, it's 31 miles an hour. So let's see. I got this Kemimoto bag from Kemimoto, but I don't know, let me see if I can show you this, that it's a viable alternative, because the way they've got this strapped, you're supposed to be able to strap it on. Sorry, let's do this. Bring it up through here and just fold it back on itself, and that holds it onto the rack. However, I think these are too short, because I strap it onto the rack. As I bring this over, if you can see, it's going to crush it in order to hold it onto the bike. Now, not so bad on one side, but when I do the other side, watch what happens. All right, now it's totally tucked on, except for the back. I can put the back on. That's not a big deal. I can put the back on. But see what it's doing to the bag? It's kind of limiting. These need to be longer. Kemimoto, make those longer. This is a $25 bag. It's a vinyl bag. It's not so bad, but these are just too short to work. So fortunately, they give you the ability, there's a thing in here and you can make it a backpack, but yeah, this is a no-go for me, guys. Kemimoto, no-go, sorry. All right, guys, let's put the helmet on and go for a ride. We are again in between a few raindrops, but I got some things I want to talk to you about. It's nice, the weather's nice. All right, so I got the air in the tires now. I think on my first ride, I didn't have air in the tires. I do have air in the tires now. Yeah, so let's go for a little bit of riding and chat. Like I said, man, I don't remember. I got so many bikes that I've been doing lately. But this bike has got a little bit of pep in its step. I don't know how far I'm going. I think I can give you some pluses and minuses on this bike too. I can give you pluses and minuses on every bike, but let's just go down the road a little bit here. It's 50 degrees, 49 to 51. Fortunately, I'm not wearing my hearing aids, but it's still noisy. Very noisy. So we got a little bit of wind. You can see there's snow on the mountain. Yeah, it's I think the only thing on this bike I'm not a great fan of, the display is it works, but it's a little bit on the dull side. It's a little bit challenging to look at and to see. But the bike itself, hang on guys, let me tell you, we're gonna get this thing going. I'm gonna show you what it can do. I think this is a fast bike. probably the fastest bike I have right now, I think. We'll see. It says I'm doing 35 down this hill. Let's see what it does on the flat. Now I'm flat, still doing 32, 31, 29. Now we're going uphill, so. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn on the GPS to GPS verify this bike. It's now simmered down to about 25 miles an hour. We're going to put it in 7th gear, pedal a little bit. I'm gonna come up here and make this turn. Yeah, wind is coming straight in my face. And I wore my summer gloves, my riding gloves. Haven't had these on in a minute. But this thing has a nice jolt. I haven't made any adjustments on the parameters on the gearing or how fast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will take you off. But this thing's got a nice jolt in taking you off. Ooh, that's nice and warm now. Stopping, you get warm. So, yeah, let's see if we can get a speed thing going here and see. Get some kind of GPS running. I'm not going to do a whatchamacallit. We're just going to check speeds. I'm going to reset everything. Make sure we're set to go. Reset. Okay, we're going to go from here. Yeah, this thing is... it's very peppy bike. I'm gonna let's see, is there a quick release on the and there is. I'm gonna raise the seat a little bit right there. So here, let me show you, just even on these little bit of rock, let me show you. I mean, I'm gonna take my weight off of it, but watch how aggressive this start off is. See? This thing has got some juice, man. This thing has got some juice. All right, so I think the speedometer's off a little bit, but when we get onto a asphalt road, we'll go around the bend. When we get back on the asphalt road, we'll test it out. So, yeah. So I've been real busy doing reviews and getting out and doing all that kind of stuff. I think that's slowing down a little bit. I know I have one more bike for sure. For sure. It's not for sure until it's shipped, guys. But I have one more bike that I know. I talked to them today a little bit, and it's coming in. I have another that they said it was shipping, but it has not shipped, and that's been a couple of weeks. So I don't know what's going on there. I'll email them in a day or two, or end of the week, or begin in the next week, and see what the deal is there, because that should have already been here. And I have another company that's talking to me, and then they started ghosting me. I don't know why someone calls you and emails you and tells you, hey, we want you, blah, 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 and then they ghost you. It doesn't matter. I'm not real keen on that particular bike, but the one that said it was going to ship, man, I want that bike real bad. It's a really nice bike. And the other one that I talked to today, that's a really fine bike too. I'm really excited about it. But all these ones that look like this Haoqi Antelope, the Troxus, all of those, the Magicycle, Ocelot, all those bikes, all this kind of bike is really, really, really nice. They ride nice, they feel nice. Come on, man. What the fuck, dude? Let's go around on this side. Know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway, what I got you out here for is need to go for a ride. My wife's working. She worked yesterday, which is normal, but she went into work yesterday. But yeah, so other than doing the reviews, I've been a little bit down and out because Friday, just this last Friday, we had to put my little dog Junior down. He got to where he couldn't walk so much. His front would slide out from under him. His rear's been sliding out from under him for a long time, but recently his he couldn't hold his front legs up. Now he was 17. He had a lot of other problems going on too. But finally on Friday, we put him down, and when they did it, I don't know, I hated it. I hated it because he's my baby. He's been my friend for 17 years, and yeah, it just had to be what it is. Anyway, so I'm out on a ride now. Well, the other thing I can tell you this now, he was one of the reasons I always try to cut things short. In terms of my rides, I could only get an hour in and head back, because you just have to check up on him on the days that Laura was at work and I was home alone, and I'd see him sleeping and I'd say, okay, I can sneak out for an hour. But now I can just go for a ride when I want, and no one's to bother me, nothing to check on, and just doing what I do. So when we come around here, we'll hit another gravel road, and then once we hit the main road, we'll turn and we'll compare the speed of the bike compared to GPS. Now, we're going to go with what GPS says because we believe GPS is the right one. Got a little bit of, should have worn my glasses. Little no seeing in my eye. Yeah, so we're as you can tell, if you look around, you can see all this rain we're dealing with. We've had a pretty rainy April. More rain in April than I remember in a long time. But, if you remember, Oregon is a rainy state. So we try to get the rides in when we can. As long as it's not cold, I don't care. I'm not going to ride in the rain. But, we get enough in between times. I can go just like this. It's going to rain in about 2 hours, supposedly. Look over there. It don't look like it's going to. But, and then tomorrow and the next day is supposed to rain, and then we're supposed to have a nice Friday, Saturday, and then rain all next week again. So they're not always right, as you can tell, because it's supposed to be raining today from yesterday. But we get a little bit of break. I'm going out. I'm going to take the opportunity. I just need about 10 more degrees in terms of temperature, and I'll be real happy with that. Also, a couple weeks ago, I got braces put on. My teeth weren't bad, but I lost a crown, and when I lost that crown, I said, if we got to put an implant in, let's just fix it all, man. So I had braces put in. That's going to last for about 18 months. And then we'll be on the implant portion of the of the teeth correcting. But the dentist said, your teeth look pretty good, but we can make them really look good. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. And yeah, so you may notice a slight but word pronunciation issues, and that's because I have braces, other than, me being Bruce. Let's see. Yeah, so I got this call about this new bike, and they said it's getting ready to ship. Asked me a few questions about it, and I gave them my answers. And man, if it ships in the next 2 weeks and I get it, I am pretty pumped and excited about it. Just as I am with all my bikes. You saw not yesterday, but a couple of days ago, I posted a video on the Angway EP2 Pro. That's a nice bike too. All these bikes that are coming in at 750 watts that were the same as the ones that were 500 watts back a year ago, they've now upped it to about 750 watts for about the same amount of money. And I think 750 watts just is a little more oomph to you, and a little more power that's nice. And if I had, for me, if I had the ability to get a 750 watt bike that might have a little bit lesser quality parts on it, maybe it's got mechanical brakes versus a 500 watt that might have hydraulic brakes. And I don't know many of those, but if you have a 500 watt that has hydraulic brakes, me personally, if I have good mechanical brakes, I'd rather have the 750 watt motor. That's just me personally. You know, someone that's small and don't weigh a lot might feel differently. But I don't. I think power is important. I still got that no-seam in my eye. Anyway, let's put some power to this and see. Got a little bit of a flat right there till we get to the top, but yeah, so the speedometer is a little off right now. Oh, hang on though. There we go. PAS5 is going as fast as it can go. And it feels fast. The speedometer is saying 31, but the GPS is saying 26. The speedometer is saying 33, but the GPS is saying 27. So that is still pretty respectable. This is respectable. So now I'll have to change the tire size to match the speed off the GPS, because it really isn't doing 32, 33 miles an hour. But it does feel fast, guys. It feels fast. I knew when I had it, when I first did the review and I changed those numbers and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't quite right, that it did go faster than 21. And yes, it does. It definitely goes faster than 21 miles an hour. Yeah, so I didn't tell you that about my dog to make you feel bad about it or anything. I just told you because I needed to vent a little bit that, you know, I basically had to put my best friend down, and he's just been a great companion, as was his brother, as was his mother. So we got Sydney first, which was his mom. She had the puppies, and we kept 2 of them, and yeah, they've just been a real blessing in my life. But I don't have any pets now, and I have no intention of getting any more pets. As much as you love them, they definitely are, what do you call that? Where they make your life harder, more confining. You worry about them when you go out. I do anyway. So no more pets for me. No more pets for me. Yeah, this bike is pretty fast, guys. GPS is saying 25.6. It feels like it's fast. All right, we'll brake hard. These are nice. These brakes are nice too. Mechanical brakes, and they're very nice mechanical brakes. Yeah, still a little cold out here. My initial plan was to go up in the mountains a little bit and ride. It's not quite nice enough. I was going to turn up here and go that way and go up into the, well, they're mountains to most people. Most places that would be a mountain because that's more than 400 feet. But a little cold today. A couple of weeks we're going to start warming up even more. So, you know, we're in the 50s now, right at 50. 2 weeks ago we were in the 40s. And 3 weeks ago we had some snow. So definitely have some improving going on. So yeah, this bike here though, let's talk about it, man. 750 watt Bafang motor. This thing has 25 amps of energy in the battery, So this bike should be able to go a long way. If it were nicer, I would have fully charged it. We would have gone for is full on, how far will it go on one charge, no pedaling. We'll start getting to those here real soon. That's the one thing I can tell you. I'll slow down and we'll talk a little more. One thing I can tell you is I've been blessed that these companies have sent me e-bikes over winter, where, you know, a lot of times, you know, all you can do is best you can do, which is unbox, talk about the bike, assemble the bike, and then take it for a short 5 or 10 or 15 minute ride to explain and talk about how good the bike is. But one of the things I do is I always take every bike I have for a distance, how far it can go with me on it, throttle only, because I'm a big guy. And if it can go, let's say 25 miles with me on it, it should be able to do more than that with you on it. Certainly if you're going to pedal or anything like that. So that's why I run those no pedal distance tests on the batteries, because we want to see how far these things can go, and then that'll give you an idea when you buy it, even, that you can say, hey, I know this bike should be doing, let's say it's 25 miles with Bruce on it, not pedaling, and he's a big guy. How far will it go with me at 160 or 180 pounds and a full charge, no pedal? It should do way more. Or if you're pedaling, like these bikes should do in the neighborhood of 60 to, this bike should do 60 to 80 miles if you're pedaling. If it can do 30 without me pedaling, it'll certainly be able to do that for you guys. So as time goes on, we'll check that out and we'll see. I expect those to happen probably within the month. The weather should change enough, and we should be able to do the distance ride for all the bikes that I got over the winter. So I would expect to do the distance rides during that time, 2 a week. And then the new bike I'm getting, that's a whole different animal than I've had before. And I don't know if they watch my channel on a regular, but when I get that bike, we're gonna play. We're gonna try some new stuff, because it's a whole different animal. Still 750 watt bike, that kind of thing, but a whole different playground for me. So let's just see how that goes. All right, so we're gonna throttle up the hill here. We're gonna put in 5, and let's just throttle up the hill, see how she goes. Yeah, Haoqi made a nice bike. Their bikes, and they're like the Cheetah and this bike, definitely quality bikes, man. I like them both, and I can't wait to ride the Cheetah as well. With its 20, I think it's 25 or 26 amps as well. I think it's 26 on its 2 batteries. Might be 25. It might be these same 2 batteries. And if it is, how cool is that? Now I have these a backup set of exactly the same batteries for both bikes. And so now I know I can go far distances on several bikes, and that's pretty exciting. That's pretty exciting. Yeah. So, yeah, that's my neighbor. Anyway, that's enough of a little ride today. Sorry about the downer part about my puppy. Man, this thing has got some juice to it on these. It's got a little bit of kick, guys. A little bit of kick. But yeah, just wanted to get out and get a little ride in. And Kemimoto, sorry about your rag, bros, but that thing just does not work correctly. You need to make those straps longer or reverse them so they can go in. Reverse the the catching those little Velcros so they are proper. So you don't have to use those high positioned strap holders. All right, guys, that's the video for today. Thanks for joining me. Top speed was 27.49 miles an hour. That's GPS verified. All right, guys, that's the video for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe below, and we'll see you on the next episode.